Both the Cleveland Clinic and UH drive-through testing sites reached capacity within 2 hours of opening today. A lot of people getting very nervous about this. We want to try and calm everybody down. Remember, it's facts, not fear. And 3 News investigator Rachel Polanski was at UH Landerbrook and Mayfield Heights as they were turning people away. Rachel, what is going on?
Well, a UH spokesperson made it very clear that they did not run out of tests. What happened here is that there were such long lines at both locations that they wanted to make sure they'd be able to process everyone and test everyone before they closed tonight at 7. It's almost as though they made a cutoff point, and those that were in line before that cutoff point got tested, but we watched as those after the cutoff point were turned away, and it was just heartbreaking. To top it all off, some folks told me they had issues because they were Cleveland Clinic patients and UH couldn't process their doctor's orders. Now, UH and Cleveland Clinic confirmed that there were technical issues in addition to those capacity issues, so it really was a perfect storm, you guys. And they want to be clear that patients can go to either testing location starting tomorrow. Again, the times are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and they really encourage you to get there early because, again, this place was packed. We pulled in here around noon and they were turning people away.
Wow. Okay, Rachel Polanski, thank you very much. Incredible times. Next on your feed at 5, stores that are open are making accommodations with their hours to try to make sure everyone can get what they need. Jason Fraser is live in Cleveland. He's at the Dollar General store there. Jason, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Jay. You know, it is an absolutely scary thing when you walk inside one of these grocery stores and you can't find exactly what you need. We've been hearing a lot of things as far as shortages go, including for toilet paper, Lysol, even disinfectants and whatnot. And this is one of those things that a lot of grocers are saying that they are very concerned about. They understand the reason why they are so concerned about it, and they have really been hitting up a number of their supply chain networks in an effort to ensure that they are prepared for the rush. Now, one of the things that Dollar General told me earlier today that they're implementing a number of changes, but one of the things that they're asking is for their younger customers to come in a little bit later, an hour later. The reason why, that is to ensure that the elderly population, which is also in need of all of these supplies, that they have a chance to really get inside these stores to get exactly what they need before the rush comes in. Because as you know, the elderly, they are the population that is susceptible to COVID-19. Now, they are not the only store that has been implementing some changes. We had also heard about Constantino's today. They also told us that they were closing their salad bar. They were also not handing out certain hot foods, and that is again to ensure that this virus is not transmitted. There were also some other retailers that are making some changes as well, including Walmart. They have told us that they will be implementing a number of changes, including store hours. They told us that for those store hours, it will be changing from 6 to 11, and that is to ensure that all of the store shelves can be sanitized and restocked. Jay and Betsy?
Well, the restocking is what everybody wants to know. I mean, we're already cleared out of toilet paper everywhere you go, and paper towels. Kleenex are starting to run short, tissues, if you will. Alcohol, hand sanitizer. What about the restocking, Jay? Is there any plans or the stores trying to get on that as soon as possible?
Yeah, so it really is going to be dependent on which store and what agreement that they have with their suppliers. Part of the issue that they're having is some stores, of course, need more supplies. Other stores don't. Some suppliers say they can get it directly to the actual store, and some stores were telling us that, in fact, they can go directly from the supplier to the actual store. So it really is dependent on which product, you know, with obviously with things like toilet paper, for example, it goes from the supplier to the distribution centers and then to the actual store. But you can have other things like bananas, for example, that can go directly from the supplier to the actual store. So restocking, it's one of those things that it is really going to be dependent on not only the store, but also exactly when it's dependent on the store, I should say, and it's dependent on where that store is.
All right, very good. Careful waving that toilet paper around. That's a hot item right now.
Hide it.
You know, Romney told me when I was doing this story that I needed some toilet paper, so we got some. We're selling it for $2.99 each. By the way,
Don't
guys.
even go there. That is not cool.
Jason, thank you very much.
We're kidding. Before I get the viewer complaints,
We know.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Sarah Shookman has made it to the news desk. She's been following some of the day's other top stories. It seems like everything is coronavirus related in one way or another, though, Sarah.
It all seems to lead back to that patient zero, let's call it, with coronavirus, really, Jay and Betsy. And President Trump wants to send Americans a check to help with the economic fallout of the coronavirus pandemic. In a press conference today, the Treasury Secretary says the president wants this done now. He gave no details on an amount, but said it would be significant and millionaires wouldn't get it. Meanwhile, the White House also asked Congress for a massive economic stimulus package today for businesses and for taxpayers. With no visitors allowed in nursing homes, a bagpiper entertained residents at Springer Healthcare's Amherst Manor this morning. The entertainment was for St. Patrick's Day. Residents were able to enjoy the music from their windows. I'm sure that was a real treat there. And big news in the world of no sports, really. Tonight, NFL quarterback Tom Brady is a free agent, and Brady announced that he is leaving the New England Patriots. On his Facebook page, he thanked fans and said his 20 years in Massachusetts has been his happiest. He also said he doesn't know where his football career is headed.
Oh.
Jay, you have some thoughts on that?
Well, I do. That's big news. I will not use his name to protect his identity, but we have in our midst here at Channel 3 a huge New England Patriots fan. He's 30 years old. I asked him today, how old are you? He said 30. I said, you realize for 2/3 of your life, you've only known Tom Brady as a quarterback. Are you ready for the afterlife? And I don't think he is. I don't think Patriots fans are. They are freaking out over this in Boston.
I mean, Giselle and Tom are sort of like the king and queen of Boston
They are.
in a way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be a culture shock as much as anything on the field to just see them leave town and set up somewhere else.
It will really sink in at the beginning of next season, provided the NFL starts in September,
Right.
when we see Tom Brady wearing a jersey other than the New England Patriots. Hasn't happened in his 20 years in the league till
We'll
now.
see.
Sarah, thanks. We'll see you soon.
Well, up next, Monica Robbins is back from the newsroom. She and a doctor will be answering more of your questions about the coronavirus.
And Stephanie is tracking what Clevelanders are clicking on. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Betsy. You know, with gyms closed, we've got good news for people who still want to get their workout on at home, and we have some creative ideas so you can stay connected while we have to stay apart.
And because we are doing our distancing, we have distant weather. Matt is joining us from his living room. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Does he have your picture up in his living room?
He does. He has yours and Stephanie's, too.
I do.
That's
Yeah,
They
I've got
did
all
some
three of you guys. Hey. That's right. Guys, the good news is the kids just got home from daycare, so that'll be interesting at the 5:30 hour. But we're tracking clearing skies. We've got lots of sunshine pushing in. We've got a nice day tomorrow to get outside, and then we talk warm up and rain. I'll have more in your forecast.
Welcome back to What's New. As we continue to learn more about the coronavirus, we know you will have more questions. With that in mind, our question line is open. Text your questions 216-344-3300.
Again, that's a text message.
Please.
Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, who has been just a very awesome and calming voice in all of this. She is in charge of our health hub, and she as other experts are there to help us through this and answer the questions that you've been sending in. Hi, Mon.
Hi, guys. I'm only calm because our experts are so amazing and calm. Yeah, joining me now is one of those experts. We have Joseph Cabaza, critical care and pulmonary medicine doctor at Cleveland Clinic. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We have thousands of questions. I'm not going to ask you all of them, but one of them we keep getting is, since people can have the flu and coronavirus at the same time, which please tell me is very rare.
Yeah, so that's extremely rare. It can happen. You can have two of any infection really at the same time, but it is very uncommon. And even in the studies so far out of China, I mean, that was a very rare encounter as well. I mean,
well, what does it mean for people who weren't tested for the virus because they were tested for flu and confirmed for flu?
Yeah, so thankfully it doesn't change the management too much. The flu, influenza, we have treatment for. So if positive influenza test leads to medications, it's the same droplet precautions, the same avoiding contacts when you have the flu as you do with coronavirus. So not getting that swab and being one of those rare people that might have both infections, no harm is done because the management really doesn't change.
So for all those people in line who got turned away from the testing, it's okay, no panicking.
In terms of the turning away in general, or in terms of those
who
if
were
their
waiting
flu was
for
positive,
or just waiting for the test and trying to get tested and they were turned away?
Yeah, so because of kind of the demand of the testing, I mean, it is okay to be, the test is not urgent or emergent, which is, I think, an important point to get across. It's okay to get it tomorrow. If you're having mild symptoms where you don't need to be hospitalized, that test just lets you know what you are carrying and how it might affect others in your life or in your environment. Either way, whether you have symptoms before a swab or not, you're supposed to isolate and stay away, stay at home. So if you don't get the swab until the next day, that's okay. Patients of mine, I'm recommending if it's the afternoon, just go tomorrow in the morning because there's a chance you will get turned away. Eventually there will be more drive-through sites. I'm not sure when that is. This is all evolving, changing daily, but a swab is not emergent. If your symptoms are severe enough for the hospital, that's where you go there. All the mild stuff, there's no rush to get the swab.
Tell me about, a lot of people need to know, can we go to funerals?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I mean, funerals are a very important time. The grieving process, it's very important being close to others during the grieving process. So funerals are still okay to be held, but we need to follow the recommendations of our leaders and our governor and to try to keep it to groups of less than 50. And to try to maintain a 6 feet space across, assuming the funeral home space can arrange that. This may need to be modified. You may need to drop to smaller sizes, maybe half-hour blocks of 20 patients or visitors at a time, just to try to. But things like funerals should still go on, but we need to follow the recommendations.
Okay.
To keep the group small.
And try not to hug and touch at this time. We can do that later.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Dr. Cabaza, thank you so much. I know you're coming back because I already asked him to. So we will be hearing from him again. And I heard the phone ringing. Remember, it's a text message to call that number. So back to you guys.
No matter how many times we say it, we can't say it enough. Please.
Your call won't, your question won't be passed through. It's got to come in text.
It's got to be text.
All right. Thanks so much, Monica. We'll have more from Monica and more answers coming up at 6 o'clock on What Matters Most. Well, we're doing weather a little differently today as we're continuing our distancing. Many of our employees are working from home, and we figured out a way to make the weather work from home, too. So Matt is literally standing in his living room right now with an update on the forecast.
But you still get a weather word, Matt. Today's word.
Okay, go ahead.
Positive, as an attitude.
Positive, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. I totally get it. Great. Guys, just to let you know, I just remembered to put pants on before we came on. I don't mean like pants in general, but I was in my PJs and forgot to shower till about 4:15.
The joys of working from home.
But I guess so. The struggle's real. It really is. But anyway, weather-wise, we've got a very good-looking forecast. We'll get to it here. I feel like I'm giving a PowerPoint presentation, but this will work. So you can see the clearing skies that we've had across northern Ohio. We've been locked in the clouds throughout the daytime, but that clearing pushing across the lake right now, Sandusky, Erie, Huron County, you're already in the sunshine. Greater Cleveland will follow shortly. So we've got high pressure that'll settle in over the next 24 hours. That will lead towards a cool night tonight, but overall we're dealing with a quiet night. But you can see off to the west, we've got that spinning area low pressure that is going to start to inject some moisture out in the plain states, and that will bring us waves of rainfall as we go into your Wednesday night, then again Thursday night and Friday as it looks right now. So our clearing skies that we have will be pretty short-lived as we're already getting some moisture developing in the plain states, and that will translate to some clouds and some showers. So overnight tonight, we are in for store for a cool night. You can see the clearing skies we have, fairly light winds, temperatures back into the 30s for most of you. But over the next couple days, we've got a spring-like warm-up. I think tomorrow's going to be a great day, and then even better temperature-wise as we go into Thursday, Friday. If you like the warmth, you can see we're in the 50s and 60s before, we get cooler again this weekend. Welcome to spring in Northeast Ohio. So let's take you hour by hour with your National Zymark forecast. You can see the clear skies tonight. We're back near 32 degrees or so for most of you. It will be a sunny start tomorrow morning, but those clouds will filter in pretty quickly. I think we're dry most of the day tomorrow. If you want to get on out with the kids or the family or go to one of the parks, I think we look great. But keep in mind, tomorrow evening, that's when the rain's going to move in, and it's going to move in quickly. We could get some heavier downpours tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, but notice the mild temperatures. We're near 50 degrees all night tomorrow after a 55 or so degree high tomorrow. And then as we go into your Thursday, that's when we really start to warm things up. But we bring in a chance of more heavy rain and perhaps some thunderstorms by the time everything's said and done, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches of rain by the time it looks like Friday gets around here. So Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. Here's our warm-up. Falling temperatures Friday after the warmth, and then we're back to the chillier temperatures over the course of the weekend. And maybe a little rain snow mix in there on Monday. We'll see. But overall, a spring-like look to the forecast.
Can't help but see the sun
It's looking
came out
positive.
at your house because your living room is aglow now as the sun is shining. So it's all good news from
Very
here.
positive things.
Thanks so
there's
much.
the
Yep, for sure.
word. You waited until the very end to sneak it in there. Boom!
There it is. All right. Well, we expect to see kids and cats coming up in your next hit.
Yes.
Thanks so much,
Yep.
Matt. We appreciate
They're
it.
coming up.
Okay, after a brief break, Stephanie's here with important takeout information as restaurants and bars remain closed.
These are the places that are giving takeout right now, that are offering takeout.
It is time to see what is clicking in Cleveland right now. And Stephanie, I happen to know this for a fact. You know many of the best spots for takeout in town.
That's for sure. I may not be the world's best cook, and that's fine, because what you need in your life is someone who knows takeout, and that is me.
There you go.
We've got a full list on WKYC.com and on our app. Here's a couple that we have for you, though. Here's some recommendations. If you check out downtown, Lago East Bank, phenomenal. On the west side, Ohio City is offering takeout. On the east side, Hooley House, if you want to get your St. Patrick's Day fix, you can hit them up. And then on the south side, Dunkin' locations, that's of course all over the place. All right, we've also got an update to you to yesterday's things you can do at home while things are closed down. The Workshop Dance and Fitness Studio in Westlake is streaming free dance workouts. Wow. So this is happening every day at 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. at facebook.com/theworkshopcle. Now don't worry, I know 6 a.m. is very early, but the video's saved so you can check them out later. And they're also sharing high intensity interval training and recipes. So you're gonna wanna hit that up. All right, here is something that's been catching on online that I think is important to talk about. People are really rejecting the word social distancing in favor of calling it what it really is, which is physical distancing.
Oh, geez.
So this is a post from Brick, the digital wellness company, which under normal circumstances, we're gonna see that post here in a second, they advocate less screen time to be more present. But tech is really saving the day right now, and the point here is that words matter, and we can still be social even while we're physically distancing. So while we keep that physical distance, we've asked people how to share the way that they're connecting. There's that post I was talking about for you. So we asked people to share that with us with the hashtag 3Connect. One of the things that people are suggesting are virtual dinner parties. So they're setting up some video chat, they're cooking dinner, they're having conversations, staying connected that way. Now, other things that people are doing these are the submissions that we've gotten in. Some people are creating Skype groups with their coworkers who are all working remotely with funny cat videos. We've got those suggestions coming up for you right now. You'll see them right there. Yep, there's the funny cat video one. And then people are really focusing on that video chat thing, of course, with FaceTime, making phone calls instead of texting. This one's really cool. Those kids that are home from school, people are having them email notes to nursing homes.
That's
so
great
that
idea.
they can share a message with those people that have the visitors restricted.
So physical distancing is what we're supposed to call it. I can't help but think, you know, this is just like one of those eye-rolling moments. I get very sarcastic in these situations. Like, really?
Well,
is now
it's
the time to
called
discuss
social
this?
media.
Yes.
For a reason. And
I
mental
understand
health
that.
is really important, so I do really think words matter here. So I think it's an important distinction to
But
make.
we're not telling people to distance on social media. It's just the physical part, and that's why they want to call it physical distancing.
Right, not social distancing.
Tell the government we'll have to change
Terminology.
everything.
Terminology. The word police are out there, Beth. More What's New right after this.
Now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
Happy Tuesday and happy St. Patrick's Day. We haven't even talked about it.
It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't.
I did wear green.
I did too. I got my little pin on here.
But it just, this more than any other St. Patrick's Day that I could remember, it just, the mood has been killed, and we're glad that people are staying home and doing the right thing, but it just doesn't. There's a void.
There is. So we're going to try and lighten things up a little bit. We have Jay crafting coming up.
Well, you are too. The competition
I am, but
is
I can't wait to see you.
Make the best leprechaun trap.
It's something that 5-year-olds are doing right now, so why can't we do it too?
I've been thinking about it all day.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You got a plan for sure. Well, let's get you caught up with the latest and what's new. Of course, we're talking about the coronavirus. Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and Nordstrom all announced they are closing their stores. Macy's says it will provide benefits and compensation to its workforce. Mega props to them for that.
And Betsy, this isn't good. Mitchell's is out of ice cream at all of its locations. The shops had a major sale on most of its products today. They are now closed until further notice because of the coronavirus.
So when they boot that baby back up, people are going to be ready for
there
some
will be
ice
lines.
cream. And the Dow rebounded over 1,000 points, and all three indices were up more than 5%. Everybody breathe deep, and still we're advising you not to look at your 401k
Please
as
don't.
of yet. But the stock market has a lot of you asking questions, so we brought them to our financial expert, Elizabeth Scheiderer. Senator Mitt Romney floated the idea of giving everybody a $1,000 stipend. Today, the White House said they are on board with that idea. We wanted to know how that might work.
The potential $1,000 stipend that there's talking about happening that everyone in the U.S. would receive is designed to help stimulate the economy. If you had $1,000, you would go out and potentially buy something. And so as all these stores are being shut down and people are not spending, it's a way to encourage people, yes, go out and spend. Or take that $1,000 and save it and slowly spend it here over the next few weeks as you need things, and maybe you don't have the same income you had before because you're not working as much as you were before.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a good idea to make sure that the economy doesn't come to a screeching halt.
Right.
So any little bit will help. Our next question, how should people prepare for potential layoffs?
So a lot of people right now are so concerned about whether or not they're going to be able to have income here in the future. If you worked at a coffee shop or at a movie theater, what is this going to do? How are you going to pay bills? And so if you're thinking about a potential layoff happening to you, one of the first things you can do is stop spending on wants and just focus on needs. If you were thinking about getting, new earbuds, don't do it right now. So really save your cash so you have more to spend on what you need to spend. And then on a positive point is that Ohio's changing their unemployment benefits to reflect what's going on right now. So most likely you'll be able to qualify for unemployment during this time period.
Elizabeth Scheider, our financial expert. I can't help but think a lot of people actually may be upgrading their earbuds right now as their family is so close around them all the time. Just take me away, take me away. That's probably what they're saying.
Well, we know it's a tough time, and our thoughts are certainly with everyone that will be struggling financially, because it's almost a certainty at this point with everything just about coming to a complete stop.
All right, well, let's check in with Russ Mitchell for more news headlines happening today. Hi there, Russ.
Hey, Betsy. Hey, Jay. Good afternoon, everybody. More cancellations today over coronavirus concerns. Now, we're talking about the Kentucky Derby. The race at Churchill Downs has been moved from May 2nd to September 5th. This is the first time since World War II the race is not run on the first Saturday of May. The Cleveland Public Library has stopped providing take-home meals at the main library and its 27 neighborhood branches. The library says that to cancel meal service because of staff concerns. This move is being called temporary, but no restart date has been given. And ODOT highway signs are sending all drivers a positive message tonight. The signs read, "We are all in this together." Of course, state officials are urging folks to stay home unless going out is absolutely necessary. We also learned today, Betsy and Jay, the Rolling Stones have postponed their tour this summer. Not a cancellation, it's being postponed at this point. But as they say, you can't always get what you want.
Well done.
That dude out there in the newsroom, that guy right there on the right side of the screen, he is good.
Yeah. Russ, it's interesting. I wonder what the Preakness and Belmont will do. Obviously, they would likely postpone their races. I wonder if we'll even have the opportunity to have a Triple Crown race this year, that too up
That's
in
right,
the
getting
air.
late in the season. I just heard Jimmy Donovan say in September it's going to be really busy. You've got the Kentucky Derby, the Masters, right? Possibly moved to September
absolutely.
as well.
Football starts back up, hopefully, so everything's kind of getting pushed later and later.
Russ, thanks. We appreciate
ya.
it. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
at 6. All right. This has become my favorite part of the show, Betsy.
Telling ya.
It's a little break. We
getaway.
call it our daily pop break. Stephanie, I look forward to this just to, sort of break out of the coronavirus news and see what else is going on in the world of entertainment.
Oh, you know what? You really have to hand it to Hollywood, too. They are doing such a great job of keeping us entertained while we're all cooped up and need a distraction. Here's the latest on what's coming our way in your pop break.
NBC Universal is adding entertainment options for all of us while we keep to ourselves. The movie studio says it will release movies that are supposed to be in theaters now for home streaming by Friday, and will keep that up with new releases available to stream on their premiere dates as long as theaters are closed. That includes Trolls World Tour, which is scheduled to come out on April 10th. Power couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are doing their part during the COVID-19 pandemic and giving us all a much-needed laugh, too. They've promised to donate $1 million, split between Feeding America and Food Banks Canada, while reminding everyone to keep their physical distance and check in on loved ones. Always trolling each other, Blake joked that Ryan can't get away with emotionally distancing from his in-laws, and Ryan included a fake phone number for his fellow superhero friend Hugh Jackman, just in case anybody wants to check in on him.
The green eyes.
And truth be told, we're all getting better seats than we could ever afford to concerts that have been canceled because of coronavirus. Singers like Catherine McPhee and her hubby David Foster and Chris Martin from Coldplay are performing for free on Instagram Live to keep us singing and smiling while we're at home.
I want you to stay right there. It's weird, I'm watching myself.
John Legend is getting in on it too, with special guest Chrissy Teigen, because she doesn't really have a choice. And in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, Dropkick Murphys will be rocking out tonight. They're streaming up to Boston from their website starting at 7.
You know, this was the first time in 24 years that the Dropkick Murphys, that is a mouthful, have not played St. Patrick's Day weekend. So they are definitely making up for that. We're going to catch them on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook Live. The John Legend thing, that's happening every day at 4 p.m. I watched a little bit of it.
Do we know how many people were on that live stream? It usually shows somewhere
It does
on
show
there.
the count. I don't have the exact number, but it was
That's
a lot
crazy.
of people. The hearts were just flying.
Yeah.
It was really fun to see.
The acoustics have a little to be desired, but it's very intimate. You're right there
I'm
with
still
them.
excited about the idea of the movies that are in the theaters being available at home. I would pay for that.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
pay tickets
Yeah.
to stream it at home.
That's
And
going to be
cheaper.
how we view movies in the not too distant future.
It's going to be hard to come back from that.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we're answering more of your coronavirus questions right after the break.
Well, we're doing the weather a little differently today as we continue our physical distancing. I'm pointing to Stephanie as I'm saying that. There it is, Daddy Daycare in the house. We got Emmy, we got Matt, you got your junior meteorologist there. So let's get to it. We can't wait to see it. Oh, and there's River, too.
Nice. They're crafting as well.
Yeah. And you know what? I got them, just so they'd stay quiet, I got them cookies. So there you go, kids. Have fun.
Very good. Bribery works every time, Matt.
Yeah. It does. It works with me, too. Betsy knows. Betsy needs something done. She usually gives me a cookie, too. It works. But anyway, yeah, everyone at home hunkered down. It's been a beautiful day today outside of the cloud cover we had in the early rain. We've really cleared things up. And we're going to continue that trend tonight. And I think if you're looking for outdoor days, the next 2 days look good outside of a couple areas of rainfall. So temperatures here this evening, we're in the 40s. We've got a cool wind out of the west, but it's not a cold wind by any means. In fact, we're going to start to warm things up here over the next couple days. And notice the clearing skies we've got from north to south will all be in the clear skies as we go throughout the evening as high pressure settles in across the Great Lakes. But a low pressure way out west, that is going to drive moisture through the plain states over the next few days. And that will bring us a lot of dry hours, but we're going to see several waves of rainfall all the way through your Friday. Tonight, clear skies, we're back into the 30s. It's going to be a cold night, but seasonably cold, nothing out of the ordinary. And that's how we'll find ourselves tomorrow morning. We'll have mainly clear skies, temperatures near freezing, but then things start to warm up throughout the day. We'll have clouds increase from the south, temperatures up into the 50s tomorrow, and it does look like we're going to stay dry most of the day, so feel free to get on out. We'll have that spring-like feel to the day tomorrow. But then tomorrow evening, that's when things change. We get that first wave of precip, I think sometime around that evening rush hour. So keep that in mind. Could have some pretty decent downpours out of this as this moves through. Temps still in the 50s. That rain will hold with us Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and Thursday morning, perhaps a lingering shower. And then it's off to the races in terms of our temperatures as a warm front moves through Thursday. Look at these temps by midday, early afternoon. We're well into the 60s with perhaps some showers and thunderstorms more towards the latter half of the day, as you see in your National Design Mart hour by hour forecast. So how much rain are we talking? It's not going to be constant. That's the good news. Plenty of outdoor hours, but overall we could be seeing anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain by Friday. Your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast keeping us in the 60s Thursday, Friday. And then the bottom falls out. I think late in the day Friday, we're back to the 30s for the weekend, and then we have a nice recovery after that. So the weekend looks sunny at this point, but if you're looking for warmth, it's going to come in the next couple days. How do you guys like your cookies?
Good.
Good. Awesome. The best cookies I've ever made? No, I didn't make those. We store-bought those, but so that's okay. Cute. So we'll send it back to you guys.
Man, I think my favorite part was your daughter looking at the camera and then looking back at you saying, "Who is Daddy talking to?"
Oh my God, River's looking like, what?
It's so awkward.
I took some pictures, that's where I was, so I just popped back in my, so I'll share those too.
Wow.
That's pretty darn cute. We appreciate it. Thanks so much, Matt, for getting all that figured out. Well, today we were supposed to be celebrating, and I do mean in a big way celebrating St. Patrick's Day, so we're just going to scale things down a little bit and focus in on a local restaurant that's helping out their employees and the community in the wake of the coronavirus. The Hooley House on Tiedemann Road is not only serving up delicious meals, they are also collecting supplies for their employees. Toilet paper, bottled water, some of the items that they are collecting right now.
Why don't we be a convenience store as well as a takeout too, so that people don't have to go to the crowded stores?
Well, Hooley House locations are still open for curbside pickup, and they'll be streaming live Irish music tonight starting at 6 on their Facebook page as well. Very crafty.
Very nice. Now, we know that many of you are stuck at home and kids are off school, and that means plenty of hours available to binge watch everything you want. Brandon Simmons joins us now, and when we were talking about this, I said, who do we go to put together a binge viewing guide? And Brandon, you were the only guy that came to mind. There is no one better than you when it comes to this kind of thing. So talk to us. Yes, I know that you're, if I want binging material or tech material, I come to you.
I'm happy you think so highly of me. Let me tell you, that's really an honor. Russ is really your go-to guy when it comes to movies. If you're looking for something to watch, he's your guy.
Yeah,
but I'm going to be the one to get you all set up first so you know exactly
guy.
what you need. All right, I'll take that. So what you want to do, make sure you download the right apps. That's the first step. So obviously, whether it be Netflix, whether it be Amazon's Prime Video, Hulu, all those good things, you want to make sure you have the right app in place, because without that, you're not going to get started on watching anything good. And a lot of those apps are where you'll find some of the best content. And I heard you guys getting very, very excited about the way these studios are releasing things. They're releasing it early. Some of them want it to be on demand, even though it's still in theaters. So that's a big plus, and you got to make sure you have the right apps to get to it. Now, I know when you talked about some of those early releases, one thing you got to be careful of, they're going to charge you a premium because they know they're losing out on that money that's in theaters. You got to remember, movie theaters, it's a $45 billion industry according to numbers last year, and this year they're probably going to lose a lot of that money. And when you look at just the rental costs and things like that, they only make about $9 billion off that. So they're going to try to make some extra money. Now on to the movies. If you're wondering what you should be watching, Disney kind of set that trend with Frozen 2 releasing that on Sunday. Another one to watch. Now Russ will be the first to tell you, I haven't seen the entire Star Wars series yet, so that entire thing is also available on Disney Plus. Now, one thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow, though, is actually on Hulu. It's Little Fires Everywhere. It's actually a movie based in Shaker Heights featuring Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. That's one that you definitely want to look out for. That comes out tomorrow, and I think that a lot of people will like that local tie-in. But now here's one interesting fact, too. If you're wondering some of the things that are trending on some of these streaming platforms, it's things like Contagion and even Outbreak. So a lot of people, you would think that we're all tired of coronavirus, but a lot of people are interested in those sorts of movies and trying to watch them and get more of them since they're sitting in the house.
I think Outbreak was #1. When I checked the other day, I was kind of stunned to think that people would want to go into that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it is a good movie.
It's good, but I just don't know that I want to watch it right now.
Right.
I think I'm living it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to watch
that
it.
way. All right, thanks so much, Brandon. We really appreciate all the good stuff.
Really good advice. Super good. Okay, ahead on What's New. Betsy considers herself a bit of a crafting expert, and I've seen her work. She's top shelf. I consider myself a crafting, I'm not even novice, beginner.
No, we're
going to put our crafting skills to the test, though.
What is that?
We are going to make, coming up, we're going to make leprechaun traps.
Fun.
So that's our task. And it's going to be a competition.
All the kids are doing it, so why can't we? Well, Worth the Watch today, it's going to put a smile on your face. That's coming up, too.
Okay, welcome back to What's New. It is St. Patrick's Day. It doesn't feel like it, though, for many reasons. What we're going to do is have a crafting competition. We're going to make leprechaun traps.
This is like literally everybody was like, just bring stuff, and so
we brought stuff.
All right,
and now we're just gonna. What we're going to do is just decorate this.
So we have
want.
pictures of other people's leprechaun traps that we can show you. The kids have been making these. So basically, the idea is if a leprechaun comes to your house, this is a little trap to catch the leprechaun, and kids are getting really crafty with this for sure.
I saw some online that I was very jealous of.
Yeah,
These
so
young kids are pretty creative.
You know, we are full-on adults here, but everybody can get crafty. So we are going to put together our very own leprechaun traps.
Can everyone though?
Well,
Really?
we're gonna find out. I mean, this was kind of a last-minute thing. I had already left the house when we figured out we were doing this. So I was not able to strategize. I usually try to strategize.
I'm dropping scissors. I'm you know what? I'm in a hurry.
We're a TV station, not a craft store.
And
but
there's no better way to mess it up than to be in a hurry.
I'm gonna try and make some kind of a stability thing. So when it comes to various traps and whatnot, maybe I'll do this. This is where kids really are great because they are so imaginative. And they look at something and they have problem-solving skills that adults don't seem to have.
Well,
and
here's
they're
the
very
thing,
simple.
too. We're under a serious deadline.
We have 90 seconds.
Yeah.
This ain't happening.
Mine's not going great.
All right, there we go.
But
all right, I have a hole in the top of mine. And we each have our own supplies. Now, of course, if you're in your house, you're all quarantined together, so, you know, do your thing. But, boy, oh boy. And the other part of this, too, is don't forget your small businesses. If you have to get some stuff delivered, keep in mind small businesses have all kinds of supplies that you can probably get a hold of, and that would really help them out a lot. And what are you doing?
I'm writing messages.
I'm going to try and write one, too. Mine is going to be very sad here. Yay!
Mine's awful.
It's okay.
I do think that if I had a little more time, it would be okay.
Right. So, okay, here gold in here.
Did you write that too?
Did you write it?
Yes. That's not fair.
Oh, no.
Brilliant minds.
Well, we're trying. That's what matters most right now, right? Thankfully, you don't have to deal with us for too much longer.
Yeah, the real news is coming up next.
But if you do decide to do these little leprechaun traps with your family, please post it on our Facebook page or our Instagram page. We do have a What's New Instagram page and Facebook page.
I'm done.
And we would love to see what you have. Come on, stand up, you stinker.
Mine says, just so we know, this is not a leprechaun trap, leprechaun pub.
Leprechaun pub.
Gold
Clever.
here and free beer inside. So there's my
Yours
leprechaun
is
trap.
way better than mine.
Yeah, but, well, neither one of them are any good. We're back to wrap it up after this. These are terrible. The 2-minute time limit.
Well, I was so excited to get this today in my inbox. We just have to share it. It is worth the watch,
It's
certainly.
great.
In times of need, people come together. That's what we do here in Northeast Ohio, and of course, this is no different. The South Hills neighborhood in Old Brooklyn came out to support one of their neighbors. Yeah, right? See? So they're saying, dear
Stella.
Stella. There you go. So they practiced social distancing, physical distancing, while singing happy birthday to one of their dear friends. Some people brought out signs and they sang from their porches, but everybody was helping Stella have a beautiful birthday. Isn't that fantastic?
Very, very cool.
And I have to tell you, nobody probably understands this or realizes this except me, but today is March 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day. It's also my anniversary here at Channel 3.
Is it really?
17 years
Well,
I've been
happy
here today.
17th anniversary.
So that's a long time. I heard that. Whoever just went, whoo! Come on, Monica. I heard
That's
that.
it for now. We're back tomorrow at 5. What matters most starts now.
Russ and Monica.
Elective surgeries canceled. The latest restrictions by the governor to stop the spread of coronavirus. Plus, the White House responds to calls to give every American $1,000. Also, testing trouble. People turned away just an hour after drive-through lines opened. The twofold problems the hospitals are facing. Primary postponed. When and how your vote will be counted, and how the governor made his decision to delay. And what to watch